You are listening to the Showbiz Side Hustle Podcast, powered by PerformerPreneur. I am your host here, Nicole Louise Geddes, and together we'll be delving into all of the ways that a showbiz side hustle can support you now and long into the future. So sit back, relax, and listen in, and together let's get inspired to take action to create the life, future, and business of your dreams. This episode is sponsored by the Showbiz Side Hustle Handbook, available on Kindle and in paperback over on Amazon. Follow the simple tasks laid out over 3 easy-to-action sections and effectively build a strong business foundation for a successful showbiz side hustle. Welcome everybody back to the Showbiz Side Hustle Podcast, where this week I'm introducing you to another fantastic, inspirational, incredible member of mine. Seren, it's over to you. Please introduce yourself, my darling, to the listeners. Tell everybody what you are, who you are, what you do.
Hello everybody, my name is Seren Dippity. I am a burlesque performer, producer, sound engineer, and also seems like I'm just a loudmouth activist now from this past week. But I am a performer who believes in that anybody can get on stage. Burlesque is for everybody, and the fact that I am all about diversity and also coming together.
Oh my goodness, I am so proud of you. This week, listeners, for those who are not following the burlesque world right now, it's I can't even describe it, Sarah. What would you say is happening in the burlesque world right now?
So it's kind of a huge rebellion, essentially, is happening in the world of burlesque. There's very loud conversations happening at the moment regarding how we do lineups, how people can be easily taken advantage of because they're so desperate for the spotlight, and how that people can feel incredibly isolated because they've been targeted by someone who is looking to make money, essentially.
I mean, as I say, I'm watching, I'm supporting, I've spoken to you personally and privately to support you on your journey. We're going to hold that thought for a second because it's a big topic and it just aligns so well with what's been happening in the podcast this month. I just want to just rewind slightly and just celebrate all that you are. And that is the beauty of PerformerPreneur. The list of things that you do, that you are and who you are and what you want to be is incredible. And that's the whole point of PerformerPreneur. Like, we can be and do everything. We do not have to stand in one box and be in one place. We're agile, we're creative. So I heard burlesque performer, I heard activist, I heard sound technician. These are all incredible things that people listening, they know of, but might not put in the same puzzle, in the same page. But you're living proof that we can and should be doing all of the things that bring us joy.
Absolutely. So obviously, I come from a very punk rock background. I'm all glammed up at the moment now, so I'm like glam punk rock. But I listened to a lot of punk rock when I was younger, and I was quite the activist, but I never terrorism or anything like that. Just so you know, don't come for me, please. And I always felt this strong sense of injustice when something happened and if I could do something. And when I got into burlesque, it was obviously I did it in a small town, so it was all the cheeky, oh look at my bottom, oh look at my breasticles and all this lot, and that was fine. That's great. That's absolutely great. And if people want to do that, let them do that. But when I discovered that there's this huge, much bigger thing, because I thought it was just in WIs and all this lot when I first started out, which is what I was doing. And I thought, oh, that's fine. But no, it's massive, absolutely massive. And I was like, oh, this just, some of the things I was seeing where people would the conversations like on stage that they were having, daft things, satirical things, absolutely hilarious things, but on serious subjects. I was just like, I am in my home. I am home right now. And I just felt like, obviously, everything has been building up over the years. And I was getting really, really jaded, and I wasn't being the person who was true to myself, because I was just like, because these people are supporting this. And I was just like, well, I'm just alone and nobody's going to listen to me. So why should I speak out? And it turned out that there was a lot of people feeling like me. And the rage just bubbled over one day, and I just lost it last week. And luckily I managed to keep myself really composed, because I do have both of my parents' temper, and they are very, very fiery people because they're very strong Welsh characters. And I managed to not call names. I didn't call names, which are very surprising because normally that's what my mum first does. And I just felt that we just needed a voice to actually say, this is not right. This is genuinely not right what's happening in burlesque right now. And this is why I am personally not supporting this. And it exploded. It absolutely exploded. I was like, oh,
And I
wow.
think, let me pause you there because it's such an intricate story, and it's all unfolding as we speak. So we need to get clear and clarity over what is actually happening, and what you are doing. And from my seat watching and listening and learning from you, it's exactly what I've been talking about in the past couple of episodes of the pod. It's somebody standing up and standing out and not being afraid to. And you mentioned this kind of inherent activist in you that has this drive, and these parents you've just mentioned with this real strong opinion and fire. And so it wasn't one of my questions until this moment, but do you think that version of you was always going to come out, and it was just waiting for the right thing to stand up for and stand out about? And so I've been talking about communities being the person to stand up, to lead, to ask the questions, to be the voice for others if they don't feel they can share their opinions securely. And you've just done that for the burlesque world. So like you say, there was some composure there that surprised you. But I think when people do things with real sincerity and authenticity, however fiery that felt, it's a genuine response with genuine feelings. And so that has rippled through the burlesque world. People have noted this and feel that you are the voice that's going to lead and support them and help them to get this unity in the industry. So if listeners, the whole story is not quite clear, then please do let us know, because you can reach out to Seren after this episode and find out and see what's going on. She's creating her own community for this exact reason. So hopefully the story is clear, but it's happening so quick right now in this moment that there may be bits of this podcast that don't make a lot of sense until later on. So please reach out to Seren. So you did stand up, you have said your piece, you are now a leader in the burlesque industry, you're creating your own community. I mean, if you're watching on YouTube, Seren's face is like half joy, half horror, but you do admit it was always going to happen by what you've just told us. You have the skills, you have the confidence, you have the tenacity, and you have the voice. So tell us what the message is that you are wanting to bring people together to shine a light on, Seren.
So the message I want to send to this lovely audience and beyond is the fact that nobody can dull your sparkle. You are amazing. You are loved. You are valid. Make sure that you can reach out to someone who will point you to your community if you want to find one. We will welcome you with open arms, and we will give you the biggest squeeze if you want it. We will squeeze you hard, and we will make sure that we align with you when you are hurting. We will make sure we shout with you when you need to shout. We will smile with you when you need to smile, and we will make sure that when you are in this community, that you can literally just feel your best self. That's what we want you to feel, is genuinely your best self, so that when you go out into the world after, like, you could have a weekend of gigging, you could have just like just a meetup just with your friends like you have made. You could, and then you take that out into the world, and it's like a smile. It's infectious, isn't it? When you have a genuine smile, it is genuinely infectious, and you could probably make somebody's day better just simply by smiling and saying hello to them because they haven't spoken to somebody in 3 days, but you have passed that on. And that is what that community is like. I'd love to help really, really shape it so that somebody who could be having the worst day can have a glimmer of light.
Well, you are a glimmer of light. I am all about communities for these exact reasons. Find your people. And if Seren and the burlesque world is your world and your people, then Seren's new group is called Seren Burlesque United Kingdom. And it's on Facebook.
It is on Facebook. We have over 500 members at the moment. We are Mix and I, who is the other admin at the moment, who I asked to be admin straight away. He said yes, absolutely. So we are collecting the number seven admins, because 7 is a very magical number. If you Google it, very powerful number. And we want to make sure that there is an odd number, because obviously if there's need to be voting, that needs to happen as well. There is a democratic vote. So it's a real democratic thing. And we want to make sure as well that when there's a genuine problem, people are heard. That is the thing. As at the moment, it's all just so brand new. It's like do. So we're building our little admin group then within this, just to make sure we all know, so we're clear and we're concise and everybody knows what the rules are, and then therefore we can just let the group run themselves.
It's brilliant, and I love it, and I love this for you. For those listeners that are watching and listening, Seren is a member inside the PerformerPreneur Serious Side Hustle Club. So this is, you think you've been building up to this moment. You're taking all of the things we've learned and watched, and the community spirit and the how this works, and you are, putting this into your space, and you are leading the way. And I'm so proud that it's going to work, and it's formed on such a serious topic, an important topic. I don't know if you want to delve a little bit into why this started, because I think that then gives the listeners the real understanding of the approach you're taking with the 7 people, with the votes, with the, facing these problems, because it has come from a very different place to sort of where I set up my community, which is like, we're building businesses, you need celebrating, you need knowledge, let's just take action. It's a very different vibe to the serious things and events that have happened this week that have led you to create this space. So I think what you're doing is absolutely right. Your due diligence, the way you're managing it straight from the offset is commendable and very important. So if you want to go into why, then please do share with us.
Yep. So it all started back in December, actually. So I performed in a show called Untamed, which was run by Violent May in Bath. And it's a beautiful venue. It's like an old church. It's got great lighting. The lighting there is stunning, I must say. And it's and all like that. And, I had like photos with Nessa and everything like that going, oh, all night, because I've debuted a Nessa act. Which is going down a storm, and I'm doing in Glasgow next month, which I'm so excited for. And then the promoter put out, go and let you know I'm not doing this show because of the venue owner's not very nice. It's made some horrible comments about us all, and just and it was on our little group that we have, which is Southwest Burlesque Collective. And Violet May's a really long time friend of mine as well. They are an amazing human. I really, really love them. They're the complete opposite of my burlesque as well. They do like stapling, all the draglesque, do everything like that. I try to be a lot more feminine when I'm doing burlesque, and they embrace everything about it. Like when they did the stapling as well, it's like, can't do that. They are so opposite, but I love them to death. And so made an awareness in this group, and everybody is sympathizing with Violet May, because this is not, the language is not great. And I am just I'm just like, they're going, oh, okay, like, I do the joke, I'm a subpar performer, I'm gonna get on a t-shirt, which I'm not a subpar performer, get off. And then this person joined in on the chat, just like literally this person entered in the chat and sympathized with the venue owner, saying you owe the venue owner for keeping you going as a show, and you should align with them. And everybody just went, what are you doing? doing? What are you? And then like asked to get them to apologize. They didn't apologize, and I just started like silently raging out, like steaming my things desperately and trying to do it. And I was like, and I was just putting about, I don't support. And this person is the creator of World Burlesque Day and Ibiza Burlesque Festival. And like I literally just put I don't support it, and then I just started getting loads of reaction on my Instagram about it. I was like, oh, okay. And then I went on the chat with you on the in the morning. We were doing the ideas. Was it ideas incubator or something like that, or it was something. And I just went to you, I'm going live, and you just went, just be prepared. I was like, okay.
But I think, regardless of like the nuances of what those conversations were, the people's opinions, things like that, the bottom line is your reaction came from such genuine, it wasn't premeditated. It hasn't got a what's the word, you've got, it just was a genuine reaction to something that did not sit comfortably with you. And that's what I'm saying. When we are, in these crossroads of our lives, what do we want to stand up for? What do we want to be? Who do we want to be seen as? And in terms of the performerpreneur community and building businesses and showbiz side hustles and having success, just bringing it round to that, it's the same thing. You have to align, you have to believe, it has to feel authentic, and you have to be true to you. You can't just go along with the version of life or the industry or the job or the person and what they think you should say and do. You have to have that North Star. You have to know what you are. And so the fact that bubbled away, and you had no massive like, this is what I'm going to do with that. I know for a fact that just, what's happened next has been completely not on the agenda, but wonderful for you and your community because it's so necessary. So yeah, you like you say, you just said something simple that you absolutely stood by, and you deserve all the success from that, because standing up and standing out and speaking your truth is so difficult to do. So difficult to do. So we're all here applauding you. What would you like, because it has been a messy and upsetting, experience for many people, witnessing it, involved in, talking it through, like it hurts people. What would you like the end, where do you want this to go? What would you like the end result to be?
Regarding right in the midst of the moment, if you are able to give to trans charity, there is a trans charity called mermaids.org.uk, because there is trans people who are being affected directly by this, and with the conversations. As is on my stories, if you want to come and follow me on Seren Dippity's on Instagram. And what I would like to come out of this is on more open and honest conversations. There's a lot of gatekeeping, which I don't know whether that just comes down from years and years and years of just going, oh, if you do it like this, but don't tell anybody I did it because I've marketed that as my thing, or whatever. And it's just, no, let the doors open, let people know what you're doing. And also, when you're buying stuff from someone, be transparent, set your prices, but let people know straight away so they can make an informed decision. People are people. If they want to buy your product, they'll buy your product. If you are honest with your prices, honest with your values, people will align with you. And what I want for people to eventually be the end goal is that we have a genuine burlesque community and industry that has rules and guidelines that make sure that people are safe and they are able to do their work safely as well, and they are able to network easily without, we can go to shows and everything as well, but you can't really speak a producer at a show too much because they're speaking to so many other people. So using this platform now, the United Kingdom, over 500 people have introduced themselves on here, and it's just crazy. It's like, oh gosh, I haven't spoken to that person in years. I need to make sure I speak to them and set a date in the calendar to make sure that I message them. Hello, new friends. I know of you. I've seen your work. You seem like a nice person, so I'm going to come and chat to you now. That is what the community is about, and it is working at the moment.
Well, there's not at the moment. There's no doubt about it. It's absolutely going to fly, and you do all the right things and you say all the right things. Like, this is why it's going to be such a success, because you've got that underlying ethos, and that's really important. Network is your net worth is something that I was taught long, long, long ago. And in the burlesque world, it sounds very similar to, my side of the industry, which was the dance world. You kept yourself to yourself. You held your information. You were in competition. There was gatekeeping, and I pushed through and opened that door. I know it's slightly different with the performerpreneur because we're building businesses, but it's still, we're inherently, isolated and competitive. But I do believe network is your net worth. And like you're saying, like, let's bring these people to you. Let's bring the producers. Let's have conversations. Let's open up. It's not exclusive. It's available to everybody. And that's what I do, as you know, with the experts in my little black book of business. Like, bring them in, go find them, go ask the questions, go learn from them, go join them, go leave me and fly. And there's no rules about any particular which way of doing it. It's about collaboration, it's about community, it's about network. So I just know that it's going to be a huge success with this underlying topic that is so important, that people need to feel safe in their selves to do and be exactly what they need to do. So there is that charity. We're going to put that in the show notes. We're going to put all the links to you in the show notes as well. Seren, you're an absolute joy to work with. Prior to this erupting this week and becoming your new focus and your new joy, which I absolutely love, by the way, you are juggling other balls as well. You mentioned your own burlesque performance persona, and your own burlesque act as Nessa, which you and I spoke about just as that Gavin and Stacey episode was coming to the screens at Christmas. How could we, utilize that? How could you go on and do what you need to do with your Nessa act? And you've smashed that as well. Glasgow, you just said. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. So I literally just applied to Glasgow for Burlesque Festival, and literally I had a message back going, "Oh my God, that's hilarious." It's just ridiculous. So it's like, people just go, there's a Gavin and Stacey, and I just go, well, I either go, "Oh, Bessie Nacurio," at them straight away, which is the one in Welsh. And then they just literally howl. Everyone howls all the time because obviously I'm so smiley. If you're on the YouTube, I'm smiley and like this, and then obviously I had to be so deadly serious, like, "Oh, what's occurring?" And then and try not to break character. So it's such a hard thing for me to do as Nessa, because I can't react. And normally I'm like, I goon all over the shop. And so therefore being with Nessa and everything as well is really, really amplified me, because it's like it gets me to embrace my Welshness. It gets me to embrace my serious side, which I don't embrace much at all, because I'm just quite a very silly, fun person, and that's what I love about my personality. But it also gets me to like, it kind of like goes, I know where I need to be now, because literally I can switch into that mind where I need to be for Nessa, and it's sort of, yeah, stick on my Nessa wig and go where I need to go and do what I need to do, because literally it's like Nessa is literally, she's just a woman with no qualms whatsoever. She's like, I am going to do this and this is how it's going to happen.
Honestly, the promo pics are so great. Please go check out Seren's Insta and have a look at those as well. And then lastly, you were, prior to all of these new accolades, you were a sound technician, still are a sound technician. And so I think that's where I'd love to just enlighten the listeners about, you can be both sides of the curtain. You can be behind the scenes and on the stage. You can be all the versions of you. You can be exactly what you just say. You can be cheery and smiley and delightful, and you can be serious and show up and you can also be strong and authentic and passionate. And I couldn't have wished for a better episode, to kind of a better member to encompass all of those really unique and different kind of personas that just are beautifully put together with you, Seren, because they're just so authentic. They're all.
Oh, thank you. I don't know how to be anyone else, to be honest. Like I said, I'm like Nessa, but literally as soon as the wig comes off, I'm like, bang, back together. But it's the way, if you are genuinely authentic, again, as like sort of like with the workshop that we had with the whole aligning and talking about, obviously, as a sound engineer, I completely understood where she was coming from. When you obviously have your frequencies that come together, it obviously will expand and everything as well. So everything, your energy does get bigger. If you do clash with people, it's like, you know, you go into phase, as I would say, with it. The sound cancels out. So you gel with some people, you don't gel with some, and that's okay. And as long as you know that and go, instead of why don't they like me, going, that's okay. I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but that's fine because I'm a brilliant cup of tea.
But being around, I'm sure you'll agree, being around the performerpreneurs and being around your now new community and your burlesque community prior to that, they give you this energy as well, to just know that you have found people that do know you're an awesome cup of tea, and that kind of alleviates that worry of the others. And there is no worry. Don't know if you've read the book recently, Let Them, but it's all about that. And I think that that's a really important topic as well, and a great book to read about let them, you know, let other people be them, and let yourself be you as well. Anything that you want to end and share with, Sarah? I feel like we've talked about so much, but not enough, but equally we could go on and on and on. So what would you like the listeners to come and find you to find or to see, or what the last little bit of golden information that you think that would be the best way to leave your legacy on this podcast?
So if you are on Facebook, please go and find the Burlesque United Kingdom on there, because there's a lot of activity going on, and there is lots of people who are willing to share information, and you're not alone. You're not alone when you start out. Remember that you won't know everything, and that's okay. That's why you join communities to learn things. I've learned so much more about business since I've joined PerformerPreneur as well, actually, going, because my focus, because of all the way my brain works, it's like I've got so much energy, I'm just like at the starting line going, but I just don't know quite where to go sometimes. And people and the community just go, right, take a breath, what about this? And then you go, oh yeah, that's brilliant, thank you so much. And then I gently guide off in the way to do. And that is what is really, really good. You don't have to do alone. If you've been performing for 10 years or whatever, still go and find new information, because it will make your life better, because you don't have to know everything, and that's okay.
Yeah, just keep growing, keep evolving, keep agile, be open, keep learning all of the things that, you know, you and I and the listeners, we all know deep down is the key. Just keep open heart, open mind, keep learning, keep bringing people in on the journey, find people. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. Seren, you are taking the burlesque world by storm. You have stood up, you are standing out, you are saying what you believe to be the important, and it's absolutely commendable and amazing to watch you fly and do it with such authenticity, transparency, beauty. So well done you. It's not gonna, you know, it's going to be a long process. It's not going to be an easy ride. It's, you know, you're leading a community now. I can speak from experience. It's a tough gig, because there's going to be people that want to, you know, want to hear from you. And so good luck, she says with trepidation. Good luck. No, it's beautiful. If you find the right people, which you absolutely will and have, it's a wonderful place to be leading and supporting and encouraging. It gives me joy every single day. So I know that will happen for you too. Go and find Seren's new community, Burlesque United Kingdom, on Facebook. Follow her on Seren Dippity over on Insta. Love that. And go check out her Nessa pictures, because it's brilliant. But on a very serious note, please do donate to the charity that Seren has talked about, and watch all of the things unfold where Seren's giving people an absolute voice, a necessary voice, to feel safe and secure in the industry that they choose to be. So well done you, my darling. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me on here as well, Nicole. It's been lovely.
Of course. Big love.
Bye.
Okay, guys, that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Thank you for joining me here on the Showbiz Side Hustle Podcast. So until next time, please do take a little bit of action, that very first step, and make sure that you are doing something for you and your Showbiz Side Hustle this week to move you forward and get you heading quickly and swiftly and strategically towards success.